Now for adding the rest of our colors. So this is where you're gonna wanna have paint supplies. You still need your crayons. I have water nearby. But today we're gonna try something a little different. If you have this, I'm gonna show you guys a trick where you're actually gonna use salt in your painting as well, all right? So that might be something you have to ask a grown-up to help with, but we'll get to that part in a minute. So what I'm gonna do before I start painting, I'm gonna get a white crayon, and these triangles, we know they're supposed to be trees, but we might have to convince people a little bit more because some people might just say they're shapes. So I'm gonna take a white crayon. This one I obviously use a lot, so it's seen better days. I'm gonna draw the trunk of the tree inside there. And I'm gonna go up and down, back and forth quite a bit to put a thick white line there. Now the problem is you guys can't see that on the camera. I can see it because it's right in front of me. You'll be able to see yours. So I'm gonna put a branch here, here, here. So I'm just gonna work my way up the trunk with branches. So I'm gonna put one here, the tree trunk, branch, branch, branch. Now a lot of you are like, why are we doing this? Because you can't even see it. Well, you're gonna do something with the paint. And some of you guys that remember us doing our version of Starry Night, you might know what's gonna happen. These crayons are made out of wax, and we're gonna use a water-based paint. So the water in the paint does not like to stick to crayon wax. So as long, well, don't press as hard as I did. Broken crayons still work though. All right, so now I'm going to begin painting my trees. So I'm gonna follow my color plan. So for instance, I painted this one blue. So I've outlined it with blue. I didn't paint it blue yet. So I'm loading my blue paint on there, and I'm gonna paint along the edge here. Up, and look, I was right. Where I'm going over the branches in the trunk, because I use crayon wax, it does not want to stick to that, and I still see it. Now if you keep going over it again and again, eventually, yes, it will build up and cover it. Clean out my brush. This doesn't look like I have a whole lot of green left, but there's enough in there if I add water to it to get it to work. So I want to use everything up before I go out and buy more paint. And here I can see my trunk and my branches. If at first you feel like you cover it up, you notice it looked like I did, but then the paint sort of backed away off of the crayon wax. Use a little more water, a little more paint. Looks like my brush is a little thirsty there. And I'm finishing this one. And then back to the blue. It's a little dark, so I'm gonna take some of this and put it on this tree. And then I'll finish painting this one. Yeah, I went a little too dark on that one, so we're not seeing the branches as much on that one. So I'm gonna wet my brush, I'm gonna go back and pick up some of that paint off of there and put it on this one. So apparently the green works a little better with the blue on this. So that's something, you might find that out with your paint too. All right, so you're gonna be working on this. Leave the ground white because that will look like snow, but now I'm gonna show you guys how to make it snow in the next video.